Listen, no, I love this. Fucking go America. Fuck yeah. Fucking style on them. Fucking North Koreans. Fuck yeah. Now we're recording. I see the little light. Okay, we're Gucci, chat. We're Gucci. Relax, relax. Okay,
New
okay.
follower.
Free. Toya, thank you to follow. Welcome in. How are you? Okay, I'm gonna make myself smaller. Okay, here we go, chat. Here we go.
Ah, yes, that time that North Korea told America that we couldn't trim a tree, and America was legitimately ready to start World War III about it.
Already, just listening to that statement by itself should make you very intrigued about this. That's what got me. Literally, that's all I fucking watched of this video. So okay, I have to hear this story.
War tree, if you will.
Bruh.
Today we're talking about the Korean axe murder incident and America's response to that incident, Operation Paul Bunyan. But first, this video is
Wait, was that actually what it was called? I thought chat was joking. There's a legit one it was, bro.
by the two biggest sponsors of the channel. We've got Zydax custom gaming PCs, computers built right here in America with American-made tech support, and they
I do not trust liquid cooling in my machine. I'm so sorry. I do not trust it. I wish I could get liquid cooling and be okay with it. I do not trust it. One mistake and you're just flooding your PC with goop.
have a lifetime warranty. They can build you anything you want to any spec you want, but also they have some that are already pre-built and ready to ship. And then of course my favorite sporting goods store, Shields. They've got over 30 amazing retail locations all across the United States. I'm not just saying that because they're giving me money. It's legitimately the best sporting.
But you're also saying it because they're giving you money. Come on, Doug, come on. I don't trust liquid cooling either. I wish I did because it looks cool, and I imagine it is like a better alternative than fans, but yeah, I just don't trust it. I know for a fact if I installed it, there'd be like a leak somewhere and just liquid would flood my PC and just, you know, kill all the fucking fancy bits I bought for it, so...
store I've ever set foot in. But if you don't live near one of the retail locations, they have an even better online store with price matching and
risky,
satisfaction guaranteed. I'm gonna have links and discount codes for both those sponsors in the description down below and on my website.
That's why I use liquid nitrogen to cool my... No, you do not, booty. Shush.
thefatelectrician.com. Let's get back to the video. All right, once upon a time, July 1953, North and South Korean leadership would meet in a small village known as Punjong, right near the 38th parallel, where they would sign an armistice that would technically only pause, but essentially end.
Oh wait, so this is how North and South Korea fucking came to be, right? Like how they got the demilitarized zone, right?
The Korean War. From this moment forward, we have the official
yeah.
military demarcation line, essentially the line in the sand separating North and South Korea. Surrounding that demarcation line is a 2.5 mile wide, 160 mile long buffer zone known as the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. And that's pretty much it. The Iron Curtain goes up, North Korea becomes the world's largest secret society, and the entire world gets to stand by and watch as there is a competition between capitalism and communism to see which one is actually better, and well,
Been over this so many times. Capitalism. Every time. Fuck communism.
70 years later, the results are visible from outer space.
Bro, oh, holy shit. Holy fucking shit, bro. If that isn't a better representation of why communism is bad, I do not know what is. You know, all these people that like are online and like, oh, communism's actually good. We've never done real communism. I want to show them this. I know they still won't fucking buy it. And I'm like, no, but that's not real communism because they always use that as an excuse. I still, it astounds me people think communism is good. This is such a clear fucking image, a clear view of why communism's bad, bro.
Wait, let me guess.
Huh?
You're gonna say that's not real communism. Well,
I fucking called it. I fucking called it. This is what they do. Every single communist goes, that's not real communism though. It's a cop-out. It's an excuse. We've tried multiple kinds and everybody fucking suffers, gets starved to death, or gets killed by their own government. It never works out.
I'll tell you what, every time anything bad happens under capitalism, I'm just gonna respond by saying, oh, well, that's not real capitalism. How about
Yes, bro. Yes, exactly. They use their own fucking words against them.
that? Buh. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, that village where the treaty was signed would go on to become the...
Wait, I just realized, is he meant to be a keyboard warrior? Wait, hang on. Is he meant to be a keyboard warrior here? The fucking military helmet and he's holding a keyboard? Is that what this like little thing is? Yes, yep, okay. I'm on a fucking roll today, chat. I'm calling everything.
Buh. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, that village where the treaty was signed would go on to become the JSA, or the Joint Security Area, and in theory, this was supposed to be the only point where North and South Korean forces could intermingle. The North Koreans could pass the armistice line into South Korea, and vice versa, provided everybody stayed within the confines of this particular village. Obviously, the point of having a place like this was so that everybody could have a place to exchange prisoners, have peace talks, what have you, but naturally,
how's that going though? How's that going? It's not going well.
the intermingling of North Korean and UN forces over the course of time would lead to a bunch of fights breaking out. Luckily, they foresaw this coming, and there was very strict rules about having firearms inside of the JSA, and generally speaking, nobody really ever had them on them. Despite that, there was so many skirmishes so often that the UN would try to get North Korea to agree that they should still abide by the demarcation line. North Koreans stay on their half of the JSA, and South Korean and UN forces stay on their half of the JSA.
Okay, fair. That sounds fair. How is North Korea gonna fuck this up and go, no?
North Korea consistently refused.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. You can't fucking reason with fucking a word I can't say on fucking YouTube.
And that's all the background info you need. So, fast forward, August 6, 1976. Inside the JSA, there's a bridge. That bridge is called the Bridge of No Return because once you cross that bridge, you not only cross the military demarcation line, but you also cross the border to the JSA, meaning that you are now inside of North Korea.
Okay, that's a very, very fucking fitting name for a bridge that leads to North Korea. The Bridge of No Return. The Death Bridge, if you will.
Hence the name, the Bridge of No
Yeah,
Return.
that's very
As you can see
fitting.
here on the JSA side of the bridge, there is military checkpoint 3. As I'm sure you can imagine, that's very important because, well, if the North Koreans are going to attack, they're probably going to incorporate that bridge somehow. They've got a military observation post right there. If the North Koreans are coming, they're going to send off the warning. Next thing you know, all of America knows that you're here.
It's a good fucking film, bro.
Now all of the UN knows that you're here. Alright, but the problem is, right next to checkpoint 3, there's a big-ass 100-foot-high poplar tree, and that tree is blocking the vision from all the other checkpoints from being able to see checkpoint 3, meaning that in theory the North Koreans could invade, take out checkpoint 3, build up a big enemy
But you can see around it, though. Is it really not big a deal?
force while using this tree as cover, and then take out the rest of the JSA. So, this tree is a security issue, we gotta get rid of it. Okay, so this is not a big deal whatsoever. That tree is inside the JSA, it's on the South Korean side, so it's technically in South Korea. So, they send out some South Korean soldiers with some axes, they're gonna go chop down this tree, that's gonna be the end of it, no big deal.
Yes, lol. Oh no.
Whatsoever. Then, the North Koreans show up, being dicks.
One second, it's all about to fuck up. Oh god, okay.
And they're like, no, you're not allowed to cut this tree down, because we said so.
What do you mean? It's on their side. It's their tree. They can do what the fuck they want.
That's why. And the South Koreans are like, what? Okay, well, I'm gonna go get the Americans, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're all
I'm gonna get the Big Brother America, and you'll be sorry. It's my turn on the Xbox now.
gonna cut down the tree together. Bye. All right, fast forward a couple weeks, August 18th, 1976. This time, a 15-man working party comprised of Americans and South Koreans show up at this tree to cut it down.
Good.
And once again, the North Koreans show up almost immediately. This time, there's 11 of them, and they are being led by an officer nicknamed the Bulldog because he is well known and has a reputation for starting shit inside the JSA and in
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Oh no.
instigating a bunch of fights. He then proceeds to tell the Americans that they have to stop trimming that tree because that particular poplar tree was planted by none other than Kim Il-sung.
This gives a shit. Who gives a shit? No, it wasn't. One, no, it wasn't. And two, who gives a shit? Who fucking gives a shit? You're a lying bastard, and we don't care.
The founder of North Korea. To which the Americans
Okay, so an evil person got it, so we should cut that tree down. Cobra! Long time no see, Stinker. Thank you for the 24 months. Also, I only follow buttons and subs. Thank you for the follow. I hate your name. I hate your name.
I'm paraphrasing obviously, but they were like,
I
oh,
feel fucking called out so badly.
really? Did he? He planted this tree? Kim Il-sung, the same guy that you guys think invented the hamburger
Huh?
and the burrito, and the first time he ever golfed, he golfed a 38 under par with 11 hole-in-ones.
Fuck off. Fuck off to all that shit. How do you not realize that's bullshit? How do you not understand that that is complete fucking bullshit? Oh my god, bro.
and his body's so efficient that he doesn't have to use
Oh
the
yeah, I remember this. Like, you don't have like the Kims. Apparently, their bodies are like gods, or like, you know, perfect in every way, so they don't need to shit or piss. Like, brah.
bathroom because he doesn't generate waste. That guy, he planted this tree. I don't give a shit. So they turned around
Yes,
and
exactly. I don't give two shits, bro. Well, fuck you. I'm cutting that fucking tree down. Didn't Kim Jong tell his entire country he's a professional basketball player? Yeah, of course he is. That fat fucking piece of shit plays basketball for real. In North Korea, the leader is worshipped since birth to death. When you're born into it, oh, yeah, okay, that's a true fact. That's a true very fact. If you're born into it, you don't know anything else, then fair enough. But still, though, you're gonna have some doubts, right?
kept cutting down this tree. So at this point, Officer Bulldog sends a runner across the bridge of no return into North Korea. A couple minutes later, 2 trucks show up with 30 more North Korean soldiers, and they all get out with
fuck,
clubs.
here we
At
go.
this point, Officer Bulldog tells the working party again, stop cutting down the tree or else. And the working party, under the impression they're not actually going to do anything, ignores them and just keeps cutting down the tree, at which point Officer Bulldog famously takes off his watch, wraps it in a handkerchief, sets it down, and yells, "Chukyo," meaning kill in North Korean.
That escalated. That fucking escalated fucking quickly. Holy fuck. This guy wants to start World War III.
At which point, all of the soldiers attacked the members of the working party. Every member of the working party was injured,
Holy
and 2
shit.
Americans were killed. Shit has
How did that not blow up into World War III? That's literal. It's just a fucking tree. Yeah. Literally almost started World War III over a fucking tree, bro. 2 people died because of the tree. Holy fucking shit.
officially hit the fan. The entire U.S. military is put on DEFCON 3, which is the highest level of readiness that the military can
shit.
go to without actually being at war. The president and the Joint Chiefs of Staff are dragged into the bunker underneath the White House to begin getting briefed by the CIA, and North Korea is shitting its pants because a couple of their guys just may have kicked off World War III. Within 4 hours, the North Koreans issue a public statement trying to pin the entire thing on America, saying the American
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the Americans started it. Yeah. Fucking pull the other one, North Korea. Fuck.
that were there instigated the entire thing, and it's their fault. Then North Korean leadership goes before the Non-Aligned Nations Committee,
Word I can't say, middle school pettiness. Yes, exactly.
which for the purposes of this story, just think of it as like not NATO, here's the Non-Aligned Nations. You get the idea. They then try to pass a resolution that says they should all condemn America for our violent actions.
Fucking one. Yeah, like that's ever gonna fucking happen, idiots. Oh my god.
And America needs to leave the Korean Peninsula altogether.
No.
And somehow this passes.
What? No. I'm legitimately fucking shocked. How? Who thought that was a good idea and passed that? Were they all stupid? Was everyone in that fucking committee a word I can't fucking say? Were they really that fucking stupid? Oh my god.
At which point America basically looks over and says, that's nice that you guys passed a little rule. Go ahead and try to enforce it. I dare you.
Yes, okay. Alright, no, that's even more based. That's even more fucking... I love that. I love that.
Whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there, and I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Meanwhile, inside the
Also, that's such a good fucking film. Such a goated film.
president's bunker, all kinds of crazy ideas are getting thrown around, some of which include bombarding the entire DMZ with artillery fire, using Navy SEALs and precision-guided munitions to take out the North Korean barracks
Ace, you should have done that. You should have absolutely fucking done that.
inside of the JSA, essentially killing all the North Koreans that had anything to do with this, destroying the Bridge of No Return, and my personal favorite, just dropping a nuclear bomb off the coast of North Korea just to prove a point. At this
Stopping a nuke just to scare them. Holy fucking shit, bro. They were considering dropping a nuke as a scare tactic. Not even on them. Near them. Near. Oh my god, bro. That is such a fucking, like, big ball fucking move.
At this point, the president chimes in and he's like, no, this has to be an appropriate response. We don't want to overkill this situation
They killed 2 servicemen. They started this shit.
and kick off World War III. So,
Yeah, a warning nuke. Holy, that is so fucked up. That is so fucked up.
that begs the question, what is an appropriate response to the president? Well, that depends on the president, and the president at this particular time was none other than Gerald Ford. You see, that's absolutely terrifying,
I don't know American presidents, sorry. I don't know what the relevance is. Is he good or bad or a war hawk?
and most of you have no idea why, because Gerald Ford doesn't have much brand recognition in modern times, so let me fill you in.
Okay.
Gerald Ford played college football at the University of Michigan and had offers to go to the NFL from the Lions and the Green Bay Packers, and turned both of them down because he wanted to be a boxing coach at Yale before he went into law school to become a politician.
What the fuck? Okay, weird fucking route, but alright.
Somewhere along the way, this guy becomes friends with Richard Nixon. Fast forward, he's ready to retire. His friend Richard Nixon is the president of the United States, and Richard Nixon's vice president, Spyro Agnew, gets accused of taking bribes and has to step down as
Wait, Spyro is a real name? I thought it was just from, like, Spyro the Dragon, the fucking video game. Spyro's an actual, like, real person name? Excuse you?
vice president. At which point, Nixon calls up his old buddy and is like, hey, will you fill in as VP for me?
Legit, like, I thought Spyro was just, like, the video game dragon. You know, the one we all played as kids? That one? Spyro is a real person's first name, yes? Someone's got to name their kid Spyro. Come on, we need to get that name back. That name's such a good name, Spyro.
So, Gerald Ford, not wanting to let down his buddy, is like, sure, absolutely, I'll come be the vice president. So he serves as VP for a little bit, and then Watergate happens, Richard Nixon gets impeached, and Gerald Ford becomes the 38th president of the United States and the only president in American history that was never elected as VP.
Oh shit, so that was like kind of like a fortunate accident that he became freaking president then? What the fuck?
Or the president. And the first thing he does as president is he gives a presidential pardon to his buddy Richard Nixon, who just got impeached.
Okay, no, I take that back. That's very corrupt. That's very God. First thing he does when he gets into the fucking office is say, oh, my friend who was also, it was just the president and they gave me this job, he did nothing wrong. Even though he was impeached, he did nothing wrong. Get fucked. Holy fucking shit, bro. Not surprised. Yeah, that's fucked. That's so fucked up.
So he can't go.
No, wait, he's only been off this 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and he immediately pardons his fucking best friend. Bro.
To prison. And this pisses off absolutely everybody.
Not fucking
Left,
surprised.
right, middle, doesn't matter. Everybody is furious with Gerald
Okay, so when I said happy accident, it's not a happy accident. This is fucked.
Ford over this. There is a 0% chance that he is ever going to get reelected right out of the gate. All right, so just so we're all on the same page, President Gerald Ford, your traditional football playing, boxing, manly man that didn't want the job as president in the first place and has zero hopes of ever getting reelected, as well as having a history of being willing to sacrifice his personal image and the future of his career just to help out the homies. And we're going to find out what this
Find you a homie that'll do that for you guys. For real though, find you a homie that'll freaking pardon you like that.
And deems as an appropriate response. But one thing's for certain, and it is that poplar tree is absolutely coming down. Fast forward 3 days later, August 21st, 7 a.m., a bunch of American and South Korean vehicles roll into the JSA, and Operation Paul Bunyan would officially begin.
Let's
Inside of those
go.
vehicles, there is a 16-man tree trimming crew, and they are being escorted by 2 platoons of American grunts, roughly
2 platoons? How many is that? That's like, I think it's like 30 per platoon, right?
60 guys.
Yes, I got it right. So 60 fucking, like, Marines following them in.
All carrying axe handles and pistols, ready to teach the North Koreans a lesson if they decide they want to try to stop them again. Now, is there supposed to be 60 guys in the JSA carrying
No, but fuck North Korea.
firearms? No, but they're just carrying pistols. It's the smallest gun Uncle Sam has to offer because
It's for personal defense. It's a personal defense pistol, okay? That's all. It's personal defense pistol.
America is trying very, very hard to be appropriate. Also, they brought a tank, which as you can see is
okay, alright. No, okay, this one I can't fucking justify. This one, this one's a stretch. This one I can't fucking justify.
Basically a really small tank with a snowplow on the front and an enormous gun.
Bruh.
That's huge.
It's average, okay?
I mean, I personally want bigger than that. I'm just gonna be real.
That's pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
Even if it is a little bit on the smaller side of average.
A single grain of rice can tip the scale.
And if that wasn't enough,
Bruh.
they're also being backed up by 64 Black Berets, the South Korean Special Forces guys, one of which would actually go on to be the president of South Korea, Moon Jae-in. Okay, here's the deal with the Black Berets. As a minimum requirement, every single one of them has to be a black belt in Taekwondo. And I know what you're thinking. My nephew got a black belt in Taekwondo from the YMCA when he was like 13 years old. Big deal, okay? I realize it's the same word. Trust me, it's not the same thing. These guys can kick the shit out of your nephew.
You know what? I believe that. I could believe that it's fucking it's different over there. Holy shit, bro.
And the best part of all is the Taekwondo's not even going to come into play because as all the vehicles pull up, the 16-man tree trimming crew runs out, they start cutting down the tree, the Americans get out with their pistols and their axe handles, the South Koreans pull up, they get out, and they start unstrapping something from the bottom of their vehicles.
Guns? Do they have like rifles?
Against the orders of their president,
Of course. They fucking lying fucking bastards.
they had all snuck in M16s,
Fucking called it. Fucking called it.
grenade launchers, crew-served weapons, anti-tank weapons, and some of them even had claymores strapped to their chest. The South Korean Special Forces has officially come to party. At this point, they're
Fuck. So they already broke the agreement. They already broke the fucking the DMZ fucking agreement bullshit.
looking over at the Americans like, really? You guys brought axe handles and pistols? What are you doing, playing fucking Jenga? At this point, the Americans are like, hey, I appreciate the effort. You guys are awesome. That's great. But here's the deal. The only thing better than breaking the rules and getting away with it is not having to break the rules and still getting away with it. AKA, you just gotta find that loophole and make them make new rules.
North Korea broke it first? Yeah, because if that's the same like truck rather than like transporting people to and from the place inside the, you know, the zone, then that automatically means they fucking broke the rules first. So America is in the right here. America is correct here to do this.
Later because they didn't know that was an option. You see, they told us we can't have guns in the JSA. They didn't say anything about above the JSA. Because circling overhead, there is 20 Huey utility helicopters.
Yes, air superiority, bitch. Get fucked. Get absolutely fucked, bro.
And on those helicopters is an
Fuck
entire
yes.
company of American infantry, roughly 120 19-year-old athletic alcoholics with machine guns, and as soon as those helicopters touch down,
You're
they are ready
fucked.
to get out and start kicking ass. But here's the deal.
You're gonna die. Basically, if they fucking touch down, you are fucked.
With that, it wouldn't be appropriate to send out a bunch of utility helicopters without a security escort, so they're being accompanied by 7 Cobra attack helicopters.
Yo.
And just in case that's not enough, above that there is somewhere between 12 and 20
Again, chat, I want you to remember, by the way, this is apparently a proportional response. This is all proportional, chat. Keyword proportional.
B-52 Strato Fortresses that just
my
got in from
God.
Guam that are now doing hot laps around the entire demilitarized zone, each of which is carrying like 70,000 pounds worth of bombs, some of which
This is all for a tree. This is all to cut down a singular tree, bro.
were allegedly nuclear warheads. In addition to that, there's an entire fighter
They
squad
dropped a nuke. Nessie, this is proportional. Listen, no, I love this. Fucking go America. Fuck yeah. Fucking style on them. Fucking North Koreans. Fuck yeah.
of American F-4 Phantoms that just got in from Okinawa, and a bunch of South Korean F-5s, as well as a bunch of American F-111s that just got in from Idaho. In addition to
Bruh.
that, there's roughly 10,000 troops on standby just inside the South Korean border, ready to run in if they're needed, and on top of that, there's another 12,000
If
troops
they're needed. I think America's got this covered. I think they got this covered. No, the trees cutting Korea was the proportional part. The rest of it was for security reasons through of the High Valley.
already en route to South Korea, just in case. Oh, and now the USS Midway, a fucking aircraft carrier, and her
No, stop. No, stop, bro.
entire security detail are parked off the North Korean coast. And all of this was done in the span of 3 days. America has probably just conducted the greatest showing of force ever,
bro.
and turned this poplar tree into the largest game of fuck around and find out in human history. Cut back to the men on the ground. Operation Paul.
This really is like yeah, this is what it is, like fuck around and find out. Do it, I fucking dare you.
Bunyan has been going on for approximately 5 minutes. The 5 longest
Bro.
minutes in human history of an entire army watching 16 dudes trim a tree and not a single sign of a North Korean anywhere. Which is really weird. Normally they would have been here by now. What is going on? At this point, the American leadership comes to the realization that the North Koreans know exactly what's going on. There's a 0% chance that they don't, and they have decided that their best option is to not show up at all, and then later on they're gonna play it off like they had no idea the entire thing actually happened, making it appear as though
Fucking slimy bastards, lying, cheating fucking bastards.
America's show of force was not that big of a deal. At this point, the American leadership takes a deep breath, and they're like, okay, we have to keep this appropriate. We're the bigger people in this. That's a great PR move by the North Koreans. Doesn't matter. We know what we did. We know what we accomplished. And that should be enough. I'm just kidding. The American leadership immediately sent
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no shot. There's no shot.
a transmission to the North Koreans telling them that they were there for, and I quote, to finish the work left unfinished.
Let's go.
Now, the North Korean frontline communications just go absolutely nuts. We know this because American intelligence was monitoring their frontline communications, and one of the intel analysts that was listening said, and I quote, "This move blew their fucking minds." At this point, the North Koreans are absolutely terrified, but they have to do something because they've got way too much pride not to. So, all of the North Korean troops...
They're gonna show up and they're gonna get upset spaghetti, but they're not gonna do shit. They know for a fact they can't do shit or they die. Those people that are like going to basically protest this tree trimming, if they do anything, they're dead in a hot minute. Like in a hot second, they're gonna fucking game end.
In the immediate area are ordered to go to the Bridge of No Return. Within a matter of minutes, a bunch of trucks pull up on the other side of the Bridge of No Return, and 150 North Korean soldiers get out, and
Okay, 150 dead men, essentially. Like, I'm sorry, they have tanks, aircraft carriers, fucking jets, attack helicopters, marines waiting in the wings. You're fucked. You cannot beat that.
they proceed to stand there and watch silently for what I presume to be the longest 35 minutes of their entire lives as they watch the Americans finish cutting down this tree. And that's pretty much it. The Americans finished trimming this tree. They left a big-ass stump there, so the North Koreans never, ever forgot about it. And then once that stump rotted away, they put a plaque there in honor of the two soldiers that lost their lives, Lieutenant Mark Barrett and Captain Arthur Boniface. North Korea was then also ordered to pay reparations to their family members. In addition to that, the North Koreans issued a statement saying the entire situation was regrettable, which according to the experts is the closest thing to an apology.
I was gonna say, that seems like a massive thing for like North Korea. Like, I doubt you'd ever get any acknowledgement that this was like a bad thing
that you will ever get out of the North Koreans. And then to
Holy
absolutely
shit.
everybody's surprise, on August 25th, the North Koreans come back to the negotiating table and they're like, hey, remember that idea you guys have had for like the last 20 years where you wanted to split the JSA in half to separate North and South Korean forces so a bunch of dumb shit didn't happen? Yeah, we think we'd finally like to do that. So yeah, in conclusion,
after a massive show of force, they're like, okay, we might be in the wrong here. Maybe the idea they're floating around was a good idea all along.
I guess this has been the story about how World War III almost got started by a tree. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
That was good.
These military operation ones keep getting weirder and weirder. I should probably talk about that time that America accidentally turned a manhole cover into the fastest man-made object of all time.
What?
Because they yeeted it into outer space with a nuclear warhead.
Wait, what? Oh, I need to hear that one now. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so fucking good. Once again, America just being on top. Hell fucking yeah, bro.